Hey now, so today we're going to look at Hall of Fame manager, like lifelong baseball man, Walter Alston. Walt Alston always has been a popular autograph for a man that really never played baseball because he was manager of the 1955 Brooklyn Dodgers, a very famous team to collect. And he was a manager for four different Dodger pennant winners. So a lot of Dodger collectors are there's a lot of them out there, a lot of people from New York. And so he's always been fairly highly collected. The great thing was Walt Alston was a great signer. I had never met the man. He passed away in 1983 or 80, I think 84, inducted in 83. He was real sick towards the end of his life with a heart attack. Couldn't even make his induction in Cooperstown, even though he was still alive. That being said, the great thing was if you mailed a letter to Walt Alston, even when he was sick, he was responding to autographs. And another interesting thing about Walt Alston, sort of similar to Babe Ruth's autograph, is looking at the autograph, you can kind of tell when the autograph was signed just by the structure of the autograph. So before I show you my autograph, I want to go into the PSA autograph facts database, love to do, and go over and what to look for with his autograph. So let's switch over now. So here, what I like about the database is you can get an idea of when these autographs were signed. I can't see it right now, but let's see if I can hide it. There we go. So this is the 1954 autograph. So the earlier Walt Alston autograph signed in the late 40s, early 50s. One thing common about it is this racing W, as I like to call it. So it always starts high and goes even higher. But the Walt, and a lot of times in the 50s, you're going to see signed Walter. He didn't even do Walt. It was a full Walter autograph. And it was all pretty level, the A, the L, the T, the E, and the R. So let's see if we could put up here. Again, another Walt Alston, 1950s. I think there's a couple in the database here that are even earlier. Again, mid-50s, you can see here a nice striking W going up above everything else. And again, the Walt's all a similar height. Here we go. Here's a Walter one from 1946. Again, full name, Walter Alston, but you can see the W is racing above all the other letters. Very common in almost any autograph you're going to see. Again, here's another, again, 1954, very formally signed with his nickname Smokey. And again, the W, again, raised over everything else, but all the rest are pretty uniform in height. Now, if we go to, let's go to some of his later autographs. When he became, let's say, more popular, even in 57, he started doing one continuous motion, as you can see, to cross the T right here. Again, the W always is racing above right here. But as he got later in life, he started dropping the beginning of the W. So here's a good 1967. You see how the beginning of the W is starting to come down, and it sort of like points up. If you connect a straight line, straight up like that. Again, here's a full Walter Alston autograph. Oops, let me keep going down here. Again, another handwritten note. I don't know when it is, but again, just based on, I'm going to say mid to 50s, late 50s, just because he dropped the Walter, the W is still raised. Again, and lower the older he got. Now, okay, here is a very common, you're going to see a Walt Alston autograph. You can see starts low, ends high, and he raced the T, or sorry, crossed the T with like a racing stroke right through the top. So my guess this is a late 70s or early 80s autograph. Again, very common. The good thing about Walt Alston, like I said, he signed a lot. Now, here we go to the press steal. And the only autographs of his that are really expensive, where you could look to pay 3 to 4 figures on, is going to be on the press steals and on signed Hall of Fame postcards. And that's because he had a very small window to sign these, maybe a year or so. And then again, most of them that got to him, he signed. He didn't have a ghost signer, as far as anyone knows. This was signed still when he was a little healthier. As he got more and more sick, he no longer did that flamboyant crossing of the T. He actually would do 2 separate strokes for the T. You can see one right here and then actually cross it. And his autograph definitely got more labored, for lack of a better term. Like here's one, you can see July 31st, 1983. This was postmarked at Cooperstown, probably on his induction day. He didn't sign this on an induction day. He was too sick, like I said, to make it. You can see right here, he still started low, ended high. But again, it's a 2-stroke to cross the T, and you can tell it's a very labored autograph. That's something, again, you want to look for later in life, especially if you're going after a signed postcard, Hall of Fame postcard, or a signed press steal. It's probably best off that you get again, this looks like a later in life EC. It's very shaky, 2 strokes on the tee. Still good. Obviously, it's good. It's in the PSA database. Again, here's another real shaky price steel. It's a 1-stroke tee. Again, it's not impossible, but it's rare. But yeah, you want to see this shaky autograph. So moving on to my autograph. From what I can read, he's a fairly rare signer on full letters. So I saw this when I first started collecting these Deceased Hall of Fame autographs, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money. I've had to buy this letter 15, 20 years ago. And I saw it, again, starts low, ends high, the racing crossing the tee. My guess, this was written in the early 80s. It's going to be my guess, maybe late 70s. It's a full letter on Dodger letterhead. I just liked it. It stuck out to me. It had not a lot of provenance, but again, I don't think this is forged at all. So I love my signed letters. I actually have this letter framed up on a wall and everything. And that's about it with Walter Alston. Again, if I were collecting him today and I wanted to buy one, I remember TriStar released like signed checks for, I want to say $30 a while back. They got absorbed real quickly. You can still see them for $50. I know you can get one easily for $100 or $150. I wouldn't be in a rush to pay that. I would look for it cheaper. Again, the demand hasn't changed for Walt Alston in years, decades. So I would imagine not that many people are looking for him again outside of the price steals or the signed Hall of Fame postcard. So next video I don't know when that is, but it will be one of my favorite managers of all time, the manager of the 1984 Detroit Tigers, George Sparky Anderson. As always, thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep collecting.